my 3D printed hand crane generator, and I'm going to show you guys how to make all the parts in Blender. First, let's make a gear, and it's going to be a herringbone gear in Blender. So the first thing I'm going to do is just delete all of these, right, and convert my units to millimeters. Okay, and today to make the gear, I will be using an add-on called Precision Gear. And if you don't have that add-on, you can simply just use Blender's gears. So what I'm going to do, Shift A, Mesh, Precision Gear, and Spur Gear. Now, as you can see, this thing is much bigger than I want. So how do I adjust the size? If you look in the top right, there's just a small little icon, which is an arrow, which will show you all of your transforms. And I'm going to change the dimensions to 71 and 5. And now you can see here I have 20 teeth. But what I want is 32 teeth. So how do I change that? If I go into my object properties and scroll down, you can see teeth. And I'm going to change that to 32. And as you can see, the dimension changed, so let me just put that back to 71. And you see a hole in the middle here. What if I don't want the hole and I want to make my own hole so that it's in a special shape? You could just unselect bore over here and there won't be any more holes. Now what I want is a herringbone gear. So how do I make that? If you go into the parameters, there's a helix angle. I'm going to make that 20. And as you can see, this is a helical gear, but not a herringbone. And so I'm just going to check box herringbone. And there you go. It is a herringbone gear. Now add another one of these precision gears. But this time I'm going to change the teeth amount first to 8 so that I have a 4:1 ratio. And then make my dimensions 23 and my z-axis 5. And unselect bore and change the helix resolution to -20 and herringbone. I'm gonna select my spur gear, grab it on the z-axis by 7. Now that I've done that, all I have to do now is change this clearance. I'm going to change it from 0.25 to -0.22. If you're asking why -0.22, it's because I want the teeth to be about 3 millimeters and the -0.22 work. Now that that's good, I'm going to hide my first spur gear. Take this smaller spur gear, go tab into edit mode, face select all of these, extrude it down by 2. Now unhide this and click tab, grab on the z-axis by a little. Yeah, that should be good. Now I have to add a hole. So I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, and add a cylinder. And my cylinder is going to have a radius of 4.075. It's going to have 6 vertices and a depth of 20. Or no, I think I need more. So, oh no, 20. Okay, there you go. I'm just gonna grab this on the z-axis. Now that that's good, I'm gonna add a Boolean modifier. So go into modifiers, Boolean, and select our cylinder. Now if you just go to the bottom and grab this, as you can see, the hole is made. And let me just do the same thing with the top. Add modifier, Boolean, add this, and apply. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make a magnet holder. First thing I'm going to do is just take this, grab it on the x-axis by 100. Now add a new cylinder with a depth of 5, 66 radius, and 16 vertices. I'm going to add a cube now, and the size of 5 should be good. Tab, and select this face here, and I'm going to grab that on the y-axis by 4.5 negative, okay? And take this and I grab it on the x-axis by 14.015. Okay, 45. What I'm gonna do now is just tab, select this, rotate it on the z-axis till I feel like it's flat. Let me just look from the top angle, and that's a little more than what I want, so I'm gonna select 12, see what happens. And 12 seems pretty solid. So I'm gonna take my cube, grab it down on the x-axis, and put it right here. That should be good. I'm just gonna rotate that on the z-axis by a little. And yeah, and grab it on the y-axis. And there you go. That should be good. And now we'll select this and change it from a median point to 3D cursor. Okay? And if you're wondering why, I'll show you. I'm gonna click Shift D, R, Z, and by 22.5. You see here that it moved now. And it's exactly where we want it. Now you could just keep on doing it. Shift D, R, Z, 22.5. But that's gonna take a lot of time. So what I'm gonna do is do Shift R, and now it'll repeat that step. So now if I just keep on clicking Shift R, and there you go, there's all of our objects. Now I have to do Boolean cut. So add modifier, Boolean, select cube, and apply, and delete this. Now I can do that again and again, or another shortcut. I'm gonna select this cube and shift and all of these cubes, right? Click M, new collection. Collection 2 should be okay. And I'm gonna select this, add a modifier, and it's gonna be a Boolean modifier. Change the operand type from object to collection, collection 2, and apply. Now I'm gonna select all of my cubes and click X, delete. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make a copper wire holder. First thing I'm going to do is grab this on the x-axis by 200. Shift A, mesh, cylinder, and radius of 66, depth 7, and 8 vertices. Shift A, mesh. Now I'm going to add a plane. Right, 36 vertices, grab it on the z-axis by 30.5. Should be good. Now what I'm going to do is tab out, go to single select, grab it on the x-axis by 5, and then grab it on the x-axis by -5. Alright, grab both of these on the y-axis by 12. If you take out your measuring tool and go at your magnet, and there you go, about 24. Turn off magnet, and yeah, so tab 3, face select, extrude down by 10, -10, and tab GZ until both sides are just showing. Alright, that's good. And rotate this on the z-axis by 22.5. Alright, now I'm gonna grab this on the y-axis, put it around here, look at it from Z, and it should be cutting. Yeah, it should be cutting. Now I'm gonna do Shift D, R, Z, and 45, and Shift R, 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 R. Right? Now I'm just gonna add a Boolean modifier, select my eyedropper, and select this, and add cut and X return. Now, wait, that didn't work. Why? I'm gonna show you. So let me just Command Z. Okay, now if you see here on the top right, there's these two overlapping circles. Click on that drop down and select face orientation. As you can see, all of my cutting items are red. That means that when I do the Boolean cut, its faces are flipped and it will not work. So what I'm gonna do is tab out and select all and Shift N. As you can see, it turned blue now. And instead of just doing that same thing with all of these, I'm just going to select all of these, X return, Shift D, R, Z, 45. Now Shift R, 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 R. Alright, now select all of these first. actually, let me just like turn this off so that I can see what I'm doing properly. Right click, Shift D, or grab it on the x-axis by 100 and negative, or you know what, negative 50. Okay, now that that's good, what I'm gonna do is just select all of these and just unselect this and M. New collection, collection 3, and okay, now add the Boolean modifier, collection 3, and apply. Now just take all of these, X, and boom. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be adding a hole in the middle. So Shift A, mesh cylinder, radius of 12, 8 vertices, depth of 10. Alright, all good. Add modifier, Boolean, and just select that and apply it. Now just X and delete this. Now I'm gonna 2 for edge select. Boom and boom. Extrude it down by on the y-axis by 15. Go into Z mode. Alright, now I'm gonna grab this and extrude it on the x-axis this time by, right click, Command Z. And what I'm gonna do is turn on my magnifying thing and make it edge. Now extrude it on the x-axis until here. No, Command Z. I'm gonna go into a better view. Extrude on the x-axis until here. Now that should be good, I'm gonna just grab this and extrude this on the y-axis and until here. Alright, now see, that makes it perfect then. Now do the same thing over here. Now grab on the y-axis or extrude on the x-axis until right click. I'm gonna extrude this on the x-axis until here. Now just extrude on the y-axis until here and go into that select still. So then just click Option or Alt and just select all of these. Face. No. I'm gonna select all of these. There you go. Face. Same thing on the bottom. Option select, face. Oh, now Command Z. Forgot these two. Face and select all of these. Okay, and select this and this. And fill the face. As you can see, now there's something you could put into a stand. Okay guys, now I'm going to be showing you what the copper wire is going to be spinning around. So what I'm going to do is select this, go Tab, 3 for face, select this, Shift D on the x-axis by -100, right, Tab, I'm going to separate this by selection, so to go Tab now, and select this, Tab, and go into vertex select. Select this vertex and grab a x-axis -2.5. That's good. Now grab this on the x-axis by 2.5. Alright, that's good. Now I'm going to be taking these two, grabbing it on the y-axis by 2.5 and GY -2.5. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm gonna go 3 for face select, extrude it down by -1.5, and that's gonna be what our thickness is. Then what I'm gonna do is just add a loop cut right down the middle and go into edge vertex and select this vertex here. Now I'm gonna extrude it on the x-axis by -8, and extrude this on the y-axis by 2.5 and extrude this on the y-axis by -5. Now that I have that, I'm gonna take this and extrude it on the x-axis by -10. Okay, now extrude this on the y-axis by 3.5 and extrude this on the y by -7. Okay, now that that's good, I'm going to select all of these edges and go F for face. Now if I go unselect and go into face select, I should be able to select this and extrude it down by 7. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm gonna hit select this, just this bottom face, Shift D and Shift D Z -7 to make it on the border here and extrude it the Z axis by -1.5. That is how it is supposed to be. Now there you go. Now I'm going to show you how to make a case for all of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just Shift A, mesh, and add a plane. Okay, its size is going to be 98. Now grab it on the x-axis by -300. To put it there, go tab 2 for edge select and select this edge. Grab it on the y-axis by 72 negative. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly measure this just to make sure. And there you go, it's 170. And that means this is got to be 98. Alright, that's good. Now what I'm going to do is just 3 face select, extrude it down by -8 on the z-axis. That's good. Now what I'm going to do is select, go into edge select, and I'm going to select this edge and go extrude X by 7 negative. Now extrude X by 7, extrude X by 43.5, and now extrude this on the x-axis by -34. Okay, now that I have all of these, what I'm going to do is just select these F, and these F. And I don't think 2 of them worked. Let's just see. Go into face select. Oh, and they worked. Okay, now that I have this, extrude these on the z-axis by 95. And now I'm just gonna measure. This entire thing is 103. Okay, that's good. And now, as you can see, one part is bigger, one part is smaller. Now, what I'm gonna do is just find the half of this. So first I'm gonna have to measure. Take my measurement tool, go snap here. Yeah, we already knew it's 43.5. And the half of 43.5 is 21.75. Now select this, extrude it on the x-axis by 21.75. Now what I have to do now, right click, I'm going to Shift D, X, and just move it here, rotate it on the x-axis by 90, and then rotate it on the z-axis by 90. And rotate it on the x-axis again by 180. Okay, now that that's good, I should probably change this back to individual origins. And then grab this, and I'm gonna have to make that vertex now. Extrude this on the y-axis by 9. Okay, now that that's there, all I'm gonna have to do is go tab, grab this, and make the magnifier on vertex. Grab this on the Shift Z axis, and it should be selected there. Now grab it on just the Z axis and just move that up, GZ, and move that up some more. And there you go. Now GY, and there you go. Now that's a little off the middle, so I'm just gonna have to grab it on the x-axis by just a little. That seems good. It should be probably -3.5, and that does seem good. So, and there is that little extrusion there. Now what I'm gonna do is a Boolean cut. So first I have to scale this up by 1.05 so that it's gonna be not too hard to put my thing in my case. So just now I could add a Boolean modifier, Boolean, and just apply it onto here. Oh wait, Command Z. I'm just gonna see this real quick. Okay, now Tab A, Shift N. Remember that? And now I can do the Boolean cut. Cylinder, I'm gonna just change that back. And apply, exit turn, and there are my holes. Right, that seems all good. Actually, there's a problem. I just need to delete this face here that was made for whatever reason. So Command Z. Shouldn't be there, but still. Just deleting all of this, right? And the last thing here. Okay, now if I go face select, I should be able to select all of these faces. And let me just do the same thing over here. Tab and 3 for face select, and I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna select edges and select these 2 edges and delete. Sorry, this is taking a little bit of time, but still have to do it. Delete. And now that seems all good. Now I'm just gonna go tab out, and there you go. What I'm gonna do now is Shift A, mesh, add a cylinder here. And the radius is just gonna be a radius of 11.02. So there is the 11.02 radius. Vertices 12 and a depth of probably like 200 should be good. Cuts the deal, and now rotate that on the y-axis by 90. There you go. Now what I'm gonna do is grab this on the x-axis, move it until here, change this to edge, and now I'm gonna grab on the y-axis till here. Now that's good. And I'm gonna grab it on z-axis until it matches here perfectly. Okay, now that that's there, I'm just gonna grab it on the z-axis by 69. Okay, that's good. Now grab it on the y-axis by 29.7 negative. Okay, now that I have done that, all I've got to do is first grab it on the x-axis. There you go. Grab or right click Shift D, G, Y, negative 44.5, and Shift D, Y, and negative, Command Z, Z. Now Shift D, G, Y, negative 44.5. Okay, now that's good. Just select all of these and right click, M, new collection 4, okay. Add the Boolean modifier and make it collection 4, and apply that. Take these and delete these, and there you go. That is good. As you can see, there's the hole for my copper wire plates, and these are the holes where you could put rods through. Okay, that seems good. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the actual hand crank. So I'm going to do Shift A, mesh, add a cylinder here. I'm going to have 30 vertices, a radius of 15, and a depth of 7. Okay, now just grab this on the x-axis by negative 400. Okay, now that I've put it there, what I'm going to do, zoom in into this. Now, I'm just going to do Shift D, X, and I'm going to move it by negative 40. Now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is go select both of these, go tab, and to edge select this edge and this edge, and say extrude on the x-axis until there. That's good. Now just select this too, and I'm gonna select all of these. Okay, and click F or Command Z here. There's some error here, so I'm gonna unselect these, reselect them. Oh, Command Z. Now I'm just gonna reselect these. Okay, so I'm gonna select all of these. And F. I'm gonna just select these. F. What I'm gonna do is take this and extrude it on the y-axis until there. Now that's good, and do the same thing for here. Extrude on the y-axis until there. Now that's good. What I'm gonna do is select this face 3 and extrude it on the z-axis I'm gonna extrude it up by 30. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is tab Command J these together, Shift A, mesh. I'm gonna add a cylinder here. I'm gonna make the radius 7.8. Okay, now that's good. What I'm gonna do is depth of 30. Now grab this on the Shift Y axis and put it to there. GZ and GZ axis so that it's right in level here. Look in the top axis, GX. Okay guys, so now what I'm gonna do is add a cylinder. Okay, it's gonna have 6 vertices, a radius of 7.8 and a depth of 30. Grab it on the x-axis until what seems good. Now GZ until here, let's say GZ, and GZ negative 27. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna add a Boolean modifier and just gonna add it to right here and apply. Just take this and delete it. Now you can see there's my hole. Now I'm gonna add another one, cylinder, and this time it's gonna have 30 vertices, a radius of 11.02, and a depth of 30 should be fine. Now GX, and let me just look at this from the Z-axis, and that seems pretty perfect. I should probably make that negative 440. Now that seems good. Now add a Boolean modifier and just select that, and I'm just gonna apply. Now if I delete this, there's my hole. Okay, now that could be our hang crank generator. And by the way, if you want, you could just add more holes into this, and it's so that the wires could come out. Okay, so now that we've done that, everything seems good, right? Yeah.